So hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to the next episode of the Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. It's Dave here, I'm sure you know. But so we are continuing with the Sound of Drop Fall into Poison to find out the other various routes or endings we can get to get more of the true endings. We want to see the other three true endings and see how the story could have also panned out rather than just the story ending that we first got of the Princess of Drops, which was the ending where Mayumi and Himeno escaped Manten Aquarium safely together, but Mari was already dead before we even got to the aquarium. But we did help her manage to cross over, and we also managed to get the director and her daughter Sayo reunited, as you've already seen. So in the last episode, it was a bit of a weird one. You won't see it much in the video because I only added bits that we hadn't seen, which were a few bad endings. But I'd actually ended up playing through the whole story again, because we want to find out what else happens in this game. There's certainly other CGs to find and other bad endings, as well as the true ends. They're the true ends to find. But even though I made different choices for the blue choices, they didn't really make much of a difference, and the other red choices just triggered more bad ends, as you saw in the last episode. So yeah, we didn't get too much apart from a few new bad ends. So I had to go on our good friend the internet, onto the Steam community page for this game, just to find out if there was any information from the developer or any other people that have played the game before about how you get the rest of the story. And I found out that apparently rather than go back through the story as we've originally seen it, the original story, you have to actually start a new game in order to trigger the next parts of the story. So, I'm not sure how the rest of the story is to go, whether it's seen, whether we go back to the beginning but from a different angle or something. But we'll find out. So, that's pretty much everything covered from the last episode, and now we can get some answers and learn more about how the rest of the story, how the story is unfolding, and maybe we'll get more information about Manten Aquarium, and maybe we'll meet new people, I'm not sure, or maybe we'll just see different choices and therefore different scenarios. New scenarios must definitely be on the cards, guys, based on the CG gallery not being very full at all. I mean, just to show you guys, I've got page 1 to 3, and then page 3 there's hardly anything there, and page 4 there's only one of the true ends CGs which we've already seen, and the rest of the pages are blank. So there's definitely more to this story than we've already seen. So let us go and start to find out more. The Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. Okay. Okay, so yes, confirmed, this is different. We have been at this location before, which I believe was a bus stop, but it was during the day with Mayumi and Himeno. So this is at night, obviously, and something different is going on. So let us get into it. Tonight's concert is taking place at 7 PM at the Manten Live Music Club, Kagero. The indie band Black Rising Crows, being promoted by Koro, the bassist from the major label band Sayo, is on the schedule for tonight and a popular topic of conversation. Okay, so we've got a music gig to go to. And it's in Manten. Convenient. It's not that I'm not interested, but rather than hype. I prefer substance, and anyway, my aim tonight isn't the concert. Oh, okay. So, I don't know if this is the perspective or points of view of a different person, or whether this may be after Mayumi escaped Manten Aquarium, but I doubt that, since we are restarting the story kind of thing. So maybe it's from a different angle or a different person. So, whoever this is not interested in the concert. What are you interested in? In contrast to the dazzling fashion buildings, this live music club is in a back alley with an underground feel to it. Oh, alright. It was not long after I was born that one might say Manten really began to be developed. Okay, fair enough. In sync with improvements to it, the station itself became an unquestionable hub for the subway and national railways, and Manten Station was quickly reborn as a terminal stop, right? We'll bring in more people traffic for the shopping centre. The symbol of the town, Manten East Building, was built in the centre of the business district. It became an entertainment hub for students, adults, and tourists alike. It certainly sounds busy with a lot of cars going past. And you just have to use your imagination. The stronger the light, the deeper the darkness. Unlike the east side, bustling with visitors from a wide age range, the west side developed as more of a pleasure district. There are various bars and other businesses focusing on nighttime entertainment, right? Okay. Although cases of illegal immigrants coming to do manual labour have increased, their higher-ups remain concealed within this forest of people. Alright. Oh, gangs. Their gang-like unions have strengthened their pull, forging something of an unspoken agreement with the police. Oh, are we starting to get into the dark side of Manten Town? Inevitably, the public order has deteriorated, and this town has become dense with both light and dark. It is within the basement of a building in a back alley in the deepest part of this pleasure quarter beyond the west exit that the live music club Kagero lies. A girl walking alone at this hour runs the risk of being hit on, but with strict rules being enforced these days, almost anyone who learns that the person they're talking to is a student would back off. Anyone looking for an easy target is just spineless. Oof. She's laying down the law, so that kind of confirms that we're definitely looking from a girl's point of view, but whether it's Mayumi Himeno, or if it's back to the beginning, maybe even Sayo, or maybe even Mari. Mari. No, it can't be Mari. Wow, and someone is a student, a high school student by the sound of things, so maybe they go to the same school. Occasionally, there are those who won't give up, the perverted, creepy types who are thrilled that I'm a junior high student. There's no merit in talking to them, so I ignore them. Well, to be honest, the others are just as worthless. Oof, ouch, burn. Especially considering I didn't come here to pick up guys in the first place. As far as the denizens of this back alley are concerned, they seem to have learned to recognize my face, and so conversation attempts have decreased. Ignoring people is quite draining, so I am grateful from the depths of my heart. Right. So here we are at the music bar Kagero. Oh! Sayo! She's back. Not bad beat music. So, Sayo, and she's alive. And she's not in Manten Aquarium. Yes, if you add this to the cost of the drinks, it should be exactly 3,000 yen. Live music club staff. Yeah, but you're a junior high student, right? Sorry, but after 6 p.m, people under 16... Tch, must be a newbie. I click my tongue and look at the staff member. I have no recollection of seeing him before. There's a large amount of turnover among live music club staff, but still, these kinds of exchanges are troublesome. Alright, okay, so it looks as if we are playing based on Sayo's kind of perspective, her point of view at the moment. So this must be before she went into Manten Aquarium, obviously, but maybe she hadn't learned what happened to her father, or maybe her father that isn't dead yet. Don't know when this took place. I've paid my money, so hand over my ticket. This place has never been a stickler for rules. They give minors alcohol and cigarettes all the time. I'm not here for either. I'm just here to listen. If you don't hurry, I'll report this place. I got it. Here, this is it. He falters as I quickly talk him down and hands over my ticket without incident. It's not as if someone like me would make a report, but saying so is more than enough to get him to cave. He probably feels the same, seeing me as troublesome and wanting to end the conversation as quickly as possible, which leads to him being careless. Tch, stinks of cigarettes. I come here often, even though I hate the stench of tobacco. Lately, many places have separate non-smoking areas, but this Kagero place has an old-fashioned mentality, so the inside is filled with smoke. They might also have smoke machines for the music band. I often hear that it's good to be retro, but most of the ones saying this are people over 30. These days, non-smokers have come to hate the secondhand smoke. Since there is a show tonight, the club is packed. The eyes of customers anxiously awaiting the start of the show are gleaming. I weave through the crowd, most of whom aren't paying attention to their surroundings, and reach the drink counter. Okay, so she's up the bar. Club soda, in a bottle. I take my drink from the bartender. Usually this would be mixed with alcohol, but I like to drink it with a little lemon, so I drop a slice in. The faint, refreshing scent of citrus tickles as it mixes with the stench of tobacco in my nose. This is a good spot. I lean against a pillar near the bar and touch the bottle to my lips, sipping the carbonated water. The tingling sensation it gives hits the spot. I finally feel relaxed. I probably stand out amongst all of these other high-strung customers, but I'm not really paying them much attention. The reason I came here is to gather information, or about her father, I guess, on rumours regarding Manten Aquarium. Surely any junior high school girl in the metropolitan area has heard these stories. Like that on the day of a full moon, the water in the tanks turns to blood, or that fish with human faces swim about, or that those who get lost in the closed down deep sea fish booth never come home. Worthless stories written on the internet. If only you knew at this point, Sayo. But I can't simply dismiss these stories as meaningless. A murder that took place at Manten Aquarium, Of the many rumours, it's that story in particular that gives me a sense that something is amiss in the real world. The reason why is because the director of Manten Aquarium, my father, Sakuragi Isao, died at Manten Aquarium. Yes, I know. The police records list his death as accidental. In reality, his death is a suspicious one with its cause unknown. There's only one way his body could have ended up torn to pieces in a tank at the aquarium. It's been about 5 years since then, so I was about 10 at the time. Despite how young I was, I didn't believe it was an accident, but with nothing to go on, I had to let it go. However, lately, I've begun hearing these strange rumours. When the rumours started, it was strange that there was no origin to them. I began my search for a source about 2 months ago by hanging around here after hearing that someone from the club, Kagero, worked part-time at the aquarium 5 years ago. Alright, okay, so we have someone who works here used to work at Manten. Is it a familiar face? But nothing's come of it so far. If my efforts are fruitless this time, a night when there should be the most people here, then I've resolved myself to change the location of my investigation. Oh, an unfamiliar girl. Oh, this is a surprise. Someone speaks to me in the Kansai dialect, coming off as overly familiar because of it. She doesn't speak extremely fast, so she's probably from the Kyoto area or somewhere around there. It sounds more elegant than the Osaka dialect. Looking at the source of the voice, I'm a bit surprised. It's a girl younger than I. I thought she might be a female otaku with no one to talk to, but really, she seems quite intriguing. That being said, she seems to be looking my way with an odd expression. What? You're creeping me out. Don't say that. I'm Minato Miku. Nice to meet you. Ah, okay, Miku. I believe this is one of the characters from the intro that never showed up in the story we've already played through. So, finally met this other character. So she's got a part to play at least. She's not the one I'm looking for. That person had worked part-time 5 years ago, so it couldn't have been this kid. You can't be employed until your first year of high school. Minato wears an outfit covered in frills that seems difficult to move in. She's dressed like my popular opposite. Her outfit is girly, with white as its base colour. There's an 80 to 90% chance that someone dressed like that sees herself as cute. She's probably about 10 centimeters shorter than I am. Only upon sitting in one of the high customers' chairs is she brought to my eye level. Oh. Hey, Sakuragi-san, right? Minato greets me by my last name. In that moment, I become even more wary of her. I haven't told her my name. I don't like giving my name to people I don't know, so not even the staff or customers here know it. I glare warily at Minato. Don't make such a scary face. Do you not recognize me? Is that why you're looking at me like that? Of course not. We're from the same school. You're from Class B at Mitsuba Girls Junior High, right? I'm in Class A. We're next to each other. Huh? Mitsuba Girls Junior High is the abbreviated version of Private Girls Academy Mitsuba Junior High, known throughout the city as a school for rich girls. It is part of a combined junior and high school. Just as Minato says, I am a student there. Since I haven't made any friends, I don't know any of my classmates, even though it might be uncommon that some of those classmates are people who like bands enough to come to a live music club. It's not abnormal. More than that, the fact that Minato is a classmate, is the same age, surprises me. From her feet to her head, I look over Minato once more. To be sure, her outfit is unique and brand name, and her fluffy blonde hair shows scrupulous grooming. Yeah, her hairstyle does look really nice. Putting aside her annoying appearance, there are definitely many girls at Mitsuba like her. Still, she's so small I can't see her as anything but an elementary school student. Do you doubt me? I want to nod my head, but there's no malicious intent in her having learned my name. I can't see any point in her lying to me, so she must be telling the truth. So, what do you want? I don't want anything. I was just happy seeing a classmate at this hour in a place like this, and wanted to talk to you. I see. Sorry, but I don't feel like chatting with you right now. Sayo-chan, you're like that at school too, right? You're never with anyone. Now she's addressing her by her first name. So? It's no problem if I don't have friends. More importantly, drop the chan. You're the same as me, eh? Huh? What kind of band are you here for, Sayo-chan? Without going too deep, Minato changes the subject. She continues using chan, and since I'm already struggling with her Kyoto dialect, there's a pushiness to her quiet demeanor that's hard to describe. Coupled with her tendency to do things her way, it's troublesome. As I remain silent, Minato puts her lips on the straw in her strawberry milk and looks at me with upturned eyes. Oh, so there's that strawberry milk. It looks more like a cocktail to me. It doesn't look too appealing either, in my opinion. I'm assuming this is Sayo's soda water with lemon. I'm not after one particular band. If the songs are good and the band is good, I'll listen, but I don't follow any of them. The fact that she doesn't look away until I answer is a bit frightening. I have no choice but to speak. While I do have my preferences, I'm not following one specific band. It's just a matter of those bands that I hear and consider good. Okay. Well, everyone has their own music tastes and likes, even in the genres they like some bands better than others. Whenever I go to the live music clubs, it's usually popular bands that aren't very good. I can't stand the ones who just rely on looking good. Having a good MC or acting stupid instead of having real substance, they're obnoxious. There's no point in declaring a success based on anything other than your music. True. That's why I dislike these visionless fools at live music clubs, getting their egos inflated by morons and prattling on about their dreams. Woof. Dose of reality there by Sayo, harsh reality. I dislike the morons who gratefully listen to those fools talking about their dreams even more. But she's also being a bit harsh to them too. Well then, I have a band to recommend. You should give a listen to the one scheduled to go on right before the main act. No. Then why did you come here? If you were just here for a certain band and left after, I'd understand. But if you're just vacantly listening, then you should stay till the end so you can learn which bands are good. I wonder why that last part is in kind of quotation marks. I think it means something, guys. In reality, I was planning to stay here until the end of the performance to see if anyone stood out to me, but I think I can be forgiven for not wanting to spend extra time with Minato. Oof, ouch. From the looks of it, you and I don't share the same interests. That's fine. It was worth a try. I finally confirmed that despite what I say, Minato isn't listening at all. In contrast with her appearance, she's more stubborn than I thought. Since moving from here would come off as running away and might offend her, I stay put. Nah, she's kind of drilled you, put you on the spot, and yeah, if you do leave, then you are going to offend her. Whether she's satisfied or not, she sits down softly. I thought she would talk to me about many things, but she doesn't speak any further. She seems gloomy, giving the feeling that she was disappointed. She wants to be friends. Oh, well, she's followed us out of the Kagero Club anyway. Back out to... I think this is a bus stop, but I'm not sure. Sayo-chan, they were good, weren't they? So-so. After the show, we head back to the station. I didn't really want to talk with her, but trying to convince her not to follow me is too much effort. The nightscape is terribly bright. No way. They had amazing rhythm. Silky Strawberry. Since Minato recommended them, I thought it would be a goth rock band or something, but they were actually a classic rock group. Silky Strawberry, a classic rock group. Okay. I wouldn't describe that as a goth rock band name, but who knows? Fair enough. The guitarist and vocalist in particular were the best I saw today. The main act, Izayoi, wasn't bad, it was just a major difference in the level of skill. Because of that, I sort of feel that it wouldn't be so bad if they were here the next time I came. Oh, so maybe she has an interest in one of the bands. Those lyrics though, I can't get into them. Everything else was good though. Are you really sticking with no good and bad and they suck for your impressions of the other bands though? Tsundere. Minato is more knowledgeable about music than I expected, telling me her impressions during breaks in the performances. The only thing she takes away from my comments are those 3 thoughts. There's no value to what I said, so it's understandable. Whenever there is a break in conversation, I realise that Silky Strawberry has come up every time. Yeah, so that's probably Miku Minato's favourite band. Thinking back on it, the most unusual thing is that Minato and I don't talk about anything but music. It is more mysterious than suspicious. Speaking of which, I don't particularly initiate most of the conversation. Instead, I'm sulking over my inability to gain any information about Manten Aquarium. Why do I sense that the information you're looking for is about to arrive in one way or another? My silence probably persists for 5 minutes. Minato is a slow walker, and I thought about leaving her behind, but even I don't know why I didn't. The one to break the silence, though, quite suddenly, is Minato. You know, I experienced something weird today. And the music from Manten Aquarium starts. What possibly did you do today that was weird, Miku? I don't respond, continuing to ignore her, but she continues her story anyway. You ever heard of Manten Aquarium? Called it. Yes, so Miku is now going to show that she has some kind of interest or connection with Manten Aquarium. I have. Before the event tonight, I used a year pass and went there, but... Has she been in the malicious red Manten Aquarium and escaped? Interesting. Year pass is the abbreviation for a year-long passport. It's a ticket that allows you to enter as many times as you want. At 5,500 yen, tax excluded, you can get one after going to the aquarium 3 times in 1 year. Holy crap, I think that's quite expensive. I'm not 100% sure pounds to yen. I think that's a good 100, 200 pounds. I'm not sure, but wow. So wow, just have to go 3 times in a year and you get it. Or yeah, but it'll still cost you 5,500 yen. Okay. Furthermore, 5 years ago they started selling a pass case set with an illustration and a photography kit. It's a premium version sold at 10,000 yen before tax. Whoa. It's fairly expensive, but the illustrator is popular with apparel companies and the design containing all the fish is popular with young women, giving such goods a great deal of value. As additional perks to getting the premium version, you get the ability to visit the Manten East Building observation deck as much as you please, as well as a 5% discount of some of the restaurants within the building. That's not so bad then. With so many perks, the year pass has become quite a hit. It was the idea of a Manten Aquarium staff member, but rumour says that they've since left the company. It's not unthinkable that it has some relation to the director, my father's incident. Yeah, it's probably someone who liked your father and was unhappy about him dying, or... well, they just heard someone died in the aquarium and was just like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. With that in mind, I wait for the rest of Minato's story.
That deep-sea fish booth was supposedly closed long ago, right? But I was able to go in. Moreover, there were fish inside. That's not all. The fish were swimming outside of the tanks.
Oh, and here we go again. Confirmed she has seen the malicious side of Manten Aquarium and the phenomena.
Huh? Are you stupid? The deep-sea fish booth is closed, like you said, so there shouldn't be any fish. Which is why I said it was weird from the get-go. I thought I was daydreaming. I got caught up in that feeling and even spaced out for a bit, so I don't remember everything from that time clearly.
Minato is saying something strange. It's frustrating, but that's exactly why I can't ignore it. The story Minato is telling me is part of those ridiculous urban legends I'm investigating.
Who did you hear this story from? I didn't. It happened today, but I don't know of anyone I thought I could tell. Really? Sometimes there are people who like spreading those kinds of rumors. I told you, I don't have anyone to talk to about this kind of stuff.
You found one. In other words, Minato isn't the person I'm looking for, the one who spread the rumors about Manten Aquarium. On the other hand, Minato's observations are in fact giving the rumors some credibility.
You're serious? I guess it's natural that you would doubt me after all. It's such a weird story, so I can forgive you for that. I find it weird myself, but I thought you might believe me, Sayo-chan. It's not that I believe you, but it isn't that I don't either.
Tsundere! But yeah, it's hard to believe. After I say this, the conversation ends. Oh. We walk on without a word, and although the distance to the station is short, it seems as if we go on forever. Okay.
Well, time to go home. I'm going this way.
It seems Minato's going the other way. As we're about to part, I call after Minato. Ever since she told me about the bizarre thing that happened to her today, I've been wondering what I should do, and I decided I should choose the most efficient option. Oh, is this our next choice, guys?
Are you free tomorrow night?
Uh-oh. I can see where this is going, guys.
Yeah? Why? About the deep-sea fish booth you say you went to. I can't believe you if I don't see it with my own eyes. If you really did see it, then take me there. So you mean we'll go to Manten Aquarium together? We're not going to have fun. We're going to do research. I'll be waiting at the coffee shop at Manten Station at 5. Ocean cruising, right? Okay, I'll go along.
For some reason, Minato looks happy. Even though I've asked her to be my guide, she probably isn't inconvenienced by it. And so, that's how I parted with Minato. As I gaze out the window of the train, I suddenly remember that, oh yes, tonight is the night of a full moon. There's another one of your urban legend rumors to investigate. And there's that game or anime or something progress still to come out. Okay. Right, so we're now at Ocean Cruising, the coffee shop. We also were here with Mayumi and Himeno in the main story. I say main story, guys, but honestly, I don't know where the story's going to go from here. Obviously, we're seeing it from a different perspective at the moment. The next day, I enter the coffee shop at 5 p.m. I come right on time, but there is no sign of Minato. Since I don't participate in any clubs, I still arrive in plenty of time even after stopping off at my house. I take a seat by the window and order a club soda. The new sandwich posted by the door looks delicious, but as I'm not hungry, I don't order one. Okay. She seems to be liking the club soda a lot. I wait for her for about 5 minutes. Oh, there she is.
Sorry I kept you waiting. It took a little while to get changed.
I thought that might be the case. I anticipated this by changing before coming. Be that as it may, in an area as heavily patrolled as Manten, it's easier to move about in regular clothes than in school uniforms. Still, with Minato looking like an elementary schooler, I have my doubts as to how effective this will be.
Ah, wait a sec.
Oh, she's gone away again. As soon as Minato arrives and puts her bag down, she stands back up right away. Some time passes before she returns, having bought a sandwich and iced cafe au lait. Nice.
I haven't eaten yet. Can we get a bite? You're asking me after you already bought it? Are you sober?
Wow, well they did go to a nightclub even though they're high schoolers, but she's not, I'm assuming she's not legal to drink.
Time to eat.
I feel irritated, but Minato's cooperation in my investigation of Manten Aquarium is essential. As Minato eats her sandwich, I drink my club soda little by little, slowly. Well yeah, otherwise you're going to get bored, aren't you, Sayo? It's the roast beef and mascarpone cheese sandwich that caught my interest earlier. The thick, acidic scent that wafts my way is without a doubt a dressing with balsamic vinegar as its main ingredient. The seemingly homemade roast beef doesn't seem to have many slices, but each one is thick. The cooked parts and the tinge of redness seem to create a good balance. It's quite late at night, guys, so I've already ate, but if I was hungry, that would really sound nice.
Sayo-chan, what's up? Nothing. Ah, you want a bite?
Whoa, she got a bit closer.
Say ah.
Are you stupid? That reminds me of a conversation she had with Mayumi. I think she actually said the same thing to Mayumi over something else.
Oh, you don't? This is my first time eating with a friend, so I'm not good at reading the situation.
Oh, she doesn't have any friends. That's sad, guys. But well, Sayo made friends with Mayumi in the end, even though she was dead, but you know. Maybe Sayo can make friends with Miku before we know what happens.
I'm not so good at this kind of thing myself. Still, don't just call me your friend.
To be sure, her observation was correct, but I don't exactly want her to share a sandwich with me. If I'm going to have some, I'll buy my own. Minato eats the rest self-consciously. There's not really much conversation, and only when she's finished drinking her iced cafe au lait does she suggest, "Let's go."
That was delicious, but I'm full. Probably ate too much.
What? You knew you weren't going to finish it earlier? If I had known, I would have accepted your offer. Oh, there we go, her more tsundere side, more indecisive side.
So it wasn't that you didn't want it? I have my reasons. Well then, let's try sharing next time.
Aww. I wonder if there will be a next time. The rumours of Manten Aquarium, as well as the truth, all of it might be revealed today. Maybe, Sayo. Oh, and here we are, back at the lovely Manten Aquarium. 2 hours later, our efforts prove fruitless as we stand stock still at the entrance. Oh. 2 hours later, so have they already been in and not found anything? With no results, the air between us is gloomy. Yeah, Sayo's not going to be happy that Miku didn't really help.
How weird. Yesterday when I was walking, the door was wide open. I see. Do you hate me?
Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Don't be mad at Miku. She's so cute and lovely. She just wants you to be a friend. I don't think she would lie. I think it's just the fact that Well, she was in the malicious red Manten Aquarium with the phenomena, but she escaped. So, based on what we've seen from bad ends in the playthrough before, she can't go back. Possibly. So hopefully not.
Not in particular, although I didn't like you to begin with.
Oh, Sayo, why? Why must you be so cold to everyone? Why does this discussion of whether or not I like her keep coming up? She wants a friend. What's most important right now is ascertaining the truth of the rumours. Minato doesn't appear to be lying, in which case the mystery of the deep-sea fish booth deepens further.
What was the difference between yesterday and today?
We have no choice but to look back inductively. I wondered if it was because we were together, so we tried one at a time, but nothing changed. So what else? Minato appears to be in thought, but finally a troubled look appears on her face, and she answers with a tone of supplication.
The difference? I don't know. Why? Well, tell me again, from the start. From the beginning, huh? I came to have fun at the seemingly normal Manten Aquarium, and some guy called out to me. Speaking of which, I heard him talking about Manten Aquarium's urban legends.
Really? Talking to Kenji at the entrance is the key to triggering the red Manten Aquarium? Interesting. Okay, this is just a theory, guys. Obviously, still not 100% sure, but if that's the case, then that would make Kenji probably dead and not and a part of the malice that was being held in place by her Sayo's father's soul when he had in control. He was the core of the malicious Manten Aquarium. So he's the trigger to getting into the malicious aquarium. Maybe? Dunno. Let's find out.
So we need to go to him. If we don't find him, we won't learn anything. You don't remember anything in particular about him, do you? When he called out to me, I thought he was just hitting on me. He was a tall man, but anything more detailed than that.
She says, looking flustered. All sorts of Kenji vibes, guys. I wonder just how optimistic we can be. If we're ambushed within Manten Aquarium, we may actually meet the guy Minato is talking about. I quickly deny these thoughts. Despite hanging around Manten Aquarium for a while, we find no clues, so we go to the club to do some research. In other words, we're going completely in circles.
Sayo-chan, are you mad? I'm not really mad at you. Sayo-chan, you a detective or something? What? Are you stupid?
How many times must she ask if people are stupid?
You just don't talk like a normal person is all. Sayo-chan, are you investigating Manten Aquarium?
Yes.
It doesn't matter, does it?
And she really doesn't want people messing in her personal affairs.
Not good. I want to be your friend, Sayo-chan. I don't want you to hate me over something like this.
She says that with a smile as well, Miko. It's a little off weird.
Ridiculous.
I click my tongue, then heave a sigh. Minato's point of view is always so different from mine. I have not the slightest idea how the conversation ended up this way.
This is enough. I'll investigate on my own. Sayo-chan!
As I start to leave Manten Aquarium, Minato calls after me.
If you have time this weekend, I want to come back here with you. If you're looking into those rumors, Sayo-chan, I'll help you. Why? I told you, didn't I? I want to be your friend. I want to do all kinds of stuff with you, Sayo-chan.
Aww. We've got another best friends route maybe with Sayo and Miku, possibly.
That's why I'm asking you the reason why. Probably because you like music, and because you listen to what I have to say, but it could be something different. I don't really understand it myself. It doesn't matter to me whether or not you're with me. Your thoughts aren't wrong, it's just that I'm asking for my own reasons. I say this curtly, and Minato looks down. After a brief pause, I continue. Next Friday, I'll come here once more. I'll stop off at the cafe by the train station around the same time. Do as you like. Sayo-chan. Later. Okay, later. Okay. Even I don't know why I said it like that. It wasn't that I like or dislike Minato. She shouldn't mean anything to me. I don't feel at all like I've gotten any closer to the truth. Even so, I have a gut feeling that Minato's experience is directly connected to the truth. Even if Minato herself turns out to be useless, there's no mistake that something may happen that involves her. Well, since she got pulled into the malicious stuff by the sound of things, she definitely may help you somehow. So here we go. I'm assuming it's Friday now. Not even attempting to hide my irritation, I walk along clicking my tongue numerous times. After school, my homeroom teacher suddenly called me out. Minato Miko is homesick and I'm to take some important paperwork to her. I don't care if there are summons or exam results, so I don't pay attention. Alright, okay. I'm getting bad vibes now, guys. Miku was in the area that was malicious in Manten Aquarium, and now she's sick. It's not a good sign, guys. If the family can't come, then friends are asked to deliver papers. When the homeroom teacher said this, my name apparently came up. I thought about protesting that, since he was the teacher, he should take it himself, but then I remembered I was on cleaning duty and could use this as an excuse to skip out. Yeah, I'm guessing that would be boring. It's better delivering something alone than having to do anything with my vapid classmates. Plus, probably Miku specifically asked for Sayo to deliver the homework and stuff. After school, I change and head for the address the homeroom teacher gave me. So it's here. Using a private railway line from the west gate of Manten Station, it takes about 10 minutes. I buy drinks at a supermarket near the station. It is not that far from the station, but even in the small distance I travel, I get the impression that I've long since left the city. Alright, so she doesn't live locally. Minato's home is on the 12th floor of an apartment building. The building is beautiful and seems to have been built within the last 5 years. Another red flag, guys. The entrance is serene, like a hotel lobby, illuminated by warm-coloured lighting. I press the button for the intercom, and after waiting for about a minute, I hear Minato's voice. Hi. Hurry and unlock it. The auto lock is released, and I take the elevator up. It's wide enough to fit about 8 people in one car. The interior of her apartment shares its orange-coloured lighting with the entrance. The door faces away from the highway, causing the neighbouring apartment to seem close. Oh, this is certainly a nice apartment. Oh, well, she seems okay. Sayo-chan, thanks. I just came because I was asked to. Minato's apartment is as pretty as I imagined it would be. There is little furniture and everything is kept meticulously tidy. I figured she would be bad at keeping things clean based on her carefree personality, but that doesn't appear to be the case. There are a few utensils in the kitchen, and on closer inspection, dust is gathered in places out of reach. Well, that's a letdown. I can venture a guess at the type of life she leads. I'll leave the documents on the table in your living room along with some sports drinks, club soda and fruits. I'm opening your fridge. Hey, the meat and natto in here are going bad. Well, she says that with her serious eyes. She's not happy with you having out-of-date food. The moment I open the fridge, a foul odour wafts out. There's mould growing on the meat, and the natto is impossible to describe. Without a single word, I toss them in the trash. Ew, it's a bit gross, Miku. Most of the trash appears to be wrappers for side dishes and junk food. Figures, she barely cooks at all. Even I'm not this bad. I had no idea. That natto is already bad? There's a difference between fermentation and spoilage. Even though it's in the fridge, it's on the verge of going bad. Are your parents not around? Is that why you had me bring these papers in their stead?
I borrow a glass and rinse it out, then pour club soda inside. I decide to have a drink before I head home and sit down on the sofa. Minato seems to have improved after having slept for half the day, so she pours one of the sports drinks I bought into a glass and sits down on the living room sofa. She sits down beside me, but it's a big enough sofa that it doesn't feel cramped. After taking a sip, Minato responds.
You see, my mother is a single parent.
Oh, right, okay. Without lemon, I'm less than satisfied. I glance at the clock and see that it's already 4:30 PM. Geez, she's already trying to find a way to get out of this, I think. The numbers on the clock leave a bigger impression on me than Minato's lonely expression. It was definitely made in Italy. I look around, noting that she owns many expensive things, including the furniture. Minato gives a small smile at the fact that I show no reaction. Well, you both go to quite a privileged girls' school for rich kids, so it must be our parents that bought her nice stuff.
Sorry for saying something like that. It has nothing to do with you.
That sad expression seems to be saying that it still isn't enough, but I don't exactly care to hear her story. Looking around her apartment gives me a general understanding, but those words confirm the fact that her mother rarely comes home. However, none of that has anything to do with me. For some time, the only sound is that of the clock hand. Time passes as it plays a fixed rhythm. I clean up my empty glass and say to Minato,
Well, I have to go. Hey, Sayo-chan, are we still on for visiting the aquarium we planned for Friday?
Minato asks me this after I've stood up.
It's not exactly a plan, but why wouldn't we be? My objective hasn't been met yet. You should know that much. Good. I'll see you then.
See you then. We go to the same school, but weird is weird. This is how our relationship is. I don't want to be seen as being close to somebody, at least not enough so that they might think I have a friend, which is a possibility if they see us talking at school. Why does Sayo not want to be friends with anyone? I mean, I understand it during Manten Aquarium because it was dangerous, but outside in a normal life? Maybe she just doesn't want people to know about her father being murdered, or that she suspects it at this point anyway.
I'll walk you to the entrance,
she says as I'm already on my way out. Oh crap, she passed out. Uh-oh. And that bad feeling I had earlier, guys, it might be about to happen. Minato finishes speaking, but it's a dull thud that causes me to turn around.
Minato?
Minato has collapsed on the spot. I call out to her, but there is no response, so I walk back over to her. When I touch her to sit her up, I feel that she has reading. I can't do it. High fever. Following her fall, her breathing has become ragged. Oh, jeez. Well, she's certainly feverish and she's sweating quite a bit.
You pushed yourself too hard. Why? I didn't push myself too hard. You came all this way. I just wanted to talk to you. Don't talk. Anyway, you need to lie down on the sofa.
It helps that the sofa is so big. As I help her, Minato lies down. Minato has misinterpreted things. It's not that I came to her house for personal reasons, much less to chat. However, now isn't the time to chastise her about such things. Minato's fever is very high. She's short of breath from sitting up, and it seems to be getting harder and harder for her to breathe.
I'm fine, Sayo.
I'm wondering if the sweating may also be to do with possibly a phenomenon happening in a house that we've seen before in Bad Ends.
Don't speak.
I fill a bowl with water, dip a washcloth inside and place it on Minato's forehead. Sweat is building up, so I use a separate cloth to wipe it away. A little bit of sports drink should be okay, so I pour some in her mouth. I'm worried she will become dehydrated. Then there's this May weather. It's been really hot lately, so she's probably really tired from that too. That's basically all I can do, so I devote the rest of my energy to things like changing the water in the bowl. Her physical condition hasn't improved, but the symptoms have subsided somewhat. As this thought crosses my mind and I glance at the clock, 8 o'clock has already rolled around. She's been there for an extra 4 hours. That's like being a friend, Sayo. Minato seems sleepy, so I land on my shoulder and put her to bed. As I do, I decide I should leave. According to Minato, her mother should be home soon. Honestly, I feel worried about leaving her to a parent that's let her live this lifestyle, but Minato insists that she's alright, so I give in. Worrying won't help.
I've always had a strong constitution, but it's because of your eating habits. Say something to your mother tomorrow and reevaluate your diet.
The cause is clear. Having suggested that, I continue with,
later. Sayo-chan, I'll get better by Friday. It's fine, so be quiet. I'll go to Manten Aquarium. Regardless of whether you're with me or not, there's no need for you to worry about it. So, like you, Sayo-chan.
I begin to hear the soft breathing of someone who's fallen asleep. As I take a step away and think it over, I heave a sigh, realizing what happens from here on doesn't concern me.
Get better soon, otherwise this'll leave a bitter taste in my mouth.
It's more likely than not that she can't hear me, but I realize at that moment that her breathing has gotten louder. Just like that, I leave Minato's home behind. Why do I have a bad feeling about that decision to leave? And I think it's just been confirmed. Holy shit. Oh my god. I did not see that coming. I had a feeling Minato was not going to make it. I had a feeling she would die, but I didn't think it would be that gruesome. Holy crap. So apparently it was that very night that Minato leapt from her apartment building. She didn't crash into the ground, instead getting caught in a tree with almost no injury, but it seems she won't wake up. The point of impact was probably pretty bad. There's also the possibility that she hit her head. I hear that it wasn't a suicide. I've heard talk that it was because she tried to sit out on her balcony. But that's hard to believe. All that's going around school is the rumour that Minato took her own life. Being unable to wake up despite having no injuries, the rumour floating around the hospital is that she lost her life energy, the thing that a person needs in order to keep on living. I wish that at least the doctors would refute such nonsense. It's only a matter of time before her mysterious jump becomes intertwined with the urban legends surrounding Manten Aquarium. Only the most sensational things with no basis in reality become part of the rumours. I don't have any desire to track down the whole truth, so for me, the information I've gotten up to now on the subject is enough. Of course, it seems that she won't be coming to school anymore. Well, no fucking shit. She isn't getting any visitors either. With nothing but unanswered questions, it seems I'm left with a bad aftertaste after all. It reminds me of the flavourless taste of club soda with no lemon in it. Jesus. Wait a minute. Oh wow, we're still going with Sayo. So so it didn't no, suicide. No, she is dead. So what, that line about her not coming back to school, well, that's freaking obvious. But all right, okay. Wow, that. Whoa, guys, that hit hard. I was like, jeez, I had a feeling she would probably die, but I thought it would be like one of the suffocations by an ocean that isn't in the room kind of vibe that we've had before in the game. But She just jumped off the building? Fucking hell. So, we're back with Sayo. On Friday night, despite all of this, I go to the coffee shop. Even though I know she won't come, I feel I should keep up my end of the promise. After I wait for an hour, Minato doesn't come. Sorry guys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite confused right now. After that... Oh... So is that an afterthought, and at this point Sayo doesn't know that Miku Minato's dead? Okay. After that, I head for Manten Aquarium alone, but it's a fruitless endeavour. I couldn't find the one spreading all the rumours after all. Sounds like Silky Strawberry is performing again today. I sit down at the furthest edge of the bar and put my drink to my lips. After the director, my father, passed away, my mother took custody of me. My mother divorced my father when I was still young. I don't know why they did it, but she probably had money issues with my business-consumed dreamer of a father. My mother lived with our parents, my grandparents. As the daughter of the man who divorced their daughter, I was seen as nothing more than a burden, and those days were lonely and sad. Oof. Okay, this might explain why she's quite cold. Not a single member of my family came the day of my junior high school entrance ceremony. Oof. When I came home, several days' worth of meals for me were in the refrigerator, and money for daily expenses far more than a student would ever need were left on the table. Back in those days, I hoped they still loved me, as they had paid for me to attend an expensive private school. But I got my answer. The impression I got from the neighbours was that the reason I was able to attend the private school was because of my father's insistence. Alright. Wow, Sayo's not had a great life. On top of the desk was a memo pad with the words, "We'll be on a trip until next week," written on it, and money just left sitting there. Their car had also disappeared from the parking lot. My school wasn't in the area, so no one knew when my entrance ceremony was. Sending me to a school so far away was the same thing as my mother putting me out of sight, out of mind. Ouch. That was fine with me. I came to the conclusion that the reason my father had custody of me was because my mother hadn't wanted me from the start. Then, on their way home, they all died in an accident. My mother, grandparents, and also a young man that was with them. Holy shit, guys. Wow, we are learning a lot about Sayo's messed up past. Jesus, and... A young man that was with them. Don't know. Maybe someone we know, maybe just completely random. So my inheritance passed down to me. There was a struggle against my relatives to see who would get custody of me. When I saw the amount of my inheritance, I realized their divorce was so that my mother's family's assets wouldn't be depleted by my father's debts. Rather than be sad, I looked to the future ahead. Using the name of some relative I didn't care for, I rented an apartment near the school I attended and, blowing through my inheritance, began living alone. Learning the full truth did not sadden me. Instead, on the occasion of my father's passing, the feeling I had that I was always alone was reiterated for me once more. Damn. When I come back to the present, Silky Strawberry is about to perform. Before the first song finishes, I leave the club. Oh, alright. Tonight's song resonates too heavily within my heart. Let me guess, it's a song that Miku really liked. On the way home, I'm reminded of when I walked to the station with Minato when I came here before. The lights of the town at night are so pretty. I realize I prefer walking alone. The moon isn't out tonight though. Ah! Oh. What is it, Sayo? I remember that ridiculous rumor. Uh-oh, which one? Like that on the day of a full moon, the water in the tanks turns to blood, or that fish with human faces swim about, or that those who got lost in the closed-down deep-sea fish booth never come home. Worth the stories written on the internet. Yeah, and Miku told us that she went to the deep sea fish booth. Shh. Not caring where I heard it, I clicked my tongue in the center of the road. The answer has been there from the start, the day that something would happen. That's... Has she gone back to Manten Aquarium that evening? No, several days later, I pay a visit to Manten Aquarium. I occasionally hear about Minato's condition, but there's apparently no change. Alright, okay, so... that was kind of explained in a weird way. It kind of sounded as if she died, but apparently she's alive. But, she's not in a good state. Wow. Today being Sunday, the town is full of people, but Manten Aquarium is empty. Those rumours must have some influence to them. Surely, after the incident with Minato, the rumour has gained even more credibility. Even without knowing the truth, somewhere, subconsciously, it must seem plausible enough. Let's go. On the day of the full moon, I am ready. Oh, right, so she's chosen a day where there's a full moon. Even if it means losing my life to the full moon, I will find the truth. And yet she told us she had the resolve to die for the answer she was looking for. Because there's nothing more I can lose. Ugh, that's kind of real, that line, when we've just been told about her past. Okay. Before she realized it, the girl was standing before an imposing door. The girl occasionally came to Manten Aquarium alone. She watched the manta rays, she watched the jellyfish, and finally she decided it was time to go home. Where is this? Wait a minute. This seems familiar. Oh, I think this was the intro at the very beginning of the story. She had her doubts, but there should be nothing else there except for the aquarium. She assured herself that she had probably wandered off onto a side path. The door before her had a large padlock hanging from it. Just as she had heard, it was unlocked and merely dangling there. The girl drew in a breath. Being locked would usually mean that it was a place she shouldn't enter. Being open just meant that a staff member had forgotten to lock it, so going in was out of the question. Her curiosity piqued. She was past the point of persuasion. Her imagination ran wild and her mind raced at the prospect of what might lie beyond the door. Just for a little bit. Going in? She opened the door and saw lots of glass tanks. Several types of fish hailing from the deep seas, from football fish and oarfish to pelican eels and barrel eyes, were swimming about. So this is the deep sea fish booth. Why isn't this an exhibit? She thought it over, wondering why this would be in a closed off area. Behind her, the door shut on its own. The girl spaced out, staring at the deep sea fish swimming about. They would leap from the tank and swim in mid-air. Yep, so we're going through it all again, the phenomenon. The entirety of the room was the fish and their ocean. Though it was an unnatural occurrence, the girl treated it as quite normal. Wasn't there originally a deep sea fish booth that was shut down, correct? Uh-oh. Here we go. The red Manten Aquarium, the malicious phenomenon held in place by one person's soul. She suddenly remembered. At that moment, her surroundings were dyed a deep red. The water in the tanks, the fluorescent lights, all of it was red. The girl's vision also became red. When she opened her eyes, the girl was back in her own room. It was well into the night. She couldn't remember how she had gotten home after all of that. But more importantly, she had a bad feeling about something else. It isn't red here. She became aware of how hard it suddenly was to breathe. No matter how hard she gasped, she was unable to get oxygen into her body. Like the fish who couldn't breathe anywhere but in the water, she couldn't breathe unless she was inside that red colour. She was convinced. On impulse, she threw open the window, leaned out and thrust a hand outside. She couldn't inhale the wind flooding her room. She could only smell its milky, unpleasant scent. More. At that moment, the girl's body was tossed into the air. For just a second, her body seemed to float like a fish in the sea. Her room was on the 12th floor of the apartment building. Oh, they're describing Miku. In her fading consciousness, the girl watched her blood flow endlessly from her body.
It's red.
Only then could she breathe. Now everything would be fine. The girl smiled. The full moon in the night sky smiled too. Oh, she jumped from her apartment building on a full moon night. Oh man. And? Oh yeah, the drip drop. Oh, drip drip. The sound of falling drops. The moon was concealed behind the clouds and all of the lights in the town were covered in water. The sound of it the only thing left to resonate. She couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold, merely that the humid air was encircling her. Drip drip. Wherever they were falling to, wherever they were coming from, the drops just continued to trickle out. Uh-oh. That single drop. I stopped it with both hands. The sound of that solitary red drop. Oh, is that a reference to like the blood dripping out of the tree she fell into? Oh, red screen. Ah. These two seem familiar.
Or at least there's an urban legend that goes like that.
Talking about Manten Aquarium again, that's your new thing, isn't it? While stuffing her lunch into her mouth, Tamagawa Himeno spoke, her eyes sparkling. I had no idea at which point in the story that got her so excited. Alright guys, so we've clearly seen the additional content for kind of the backstory of both Sayo and the new girl Miku, who apparently is, well, she's not met a tragic end yet, but things are not looking great for her. And now we have returned to the main story, where we are being again reintroduced to Mayumi and Himeno. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this episode right here. So I believe after doing that in that sequence of seeing the backstory to both Miku and Sayo's stories, the story will change slightly. There'll be slightly different choices and maybe slightly different interactions, which will change the direction of the story this time. So I'm going to call it right here with this episode, and then what we'll do is we'll probably skip to the choices and see if anything changes. The game should automatically stop me if we come to anything different, so we'll see what happens in the next episode, guys. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a beautiful big thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, don't forget to smash the subscribe button there down below just to subscribe to the channel. It also really helps me out for the continuation of the Sound of Drop Fall into Poison, and also for more content to follow on the channel. If you've got anything you'd like to ask me or say in the comments, just post them below. And yeah, I enjoy reading the comments, so anything you want to say, I'll probably get around to reading it. So we will find out what more new stuff goes on in the Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!